What's going on, everybody? It's your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, Devrell Davis. And as a Met fan, I know everybody in Met world right now is feeling like this is a very disappointing time for our franchise. In actuality, it's kind of a mixed bag because one, you have the greatest pitcher on the planet right now, Jacob DeGrom coming back for us, so that's a win for us. Nobody else has that bonus going into the trade deadline / second half of the season. Nobody has the best pitcher in the world coming back for them except for us, which is a plus, and he pitched really well last night. So that's a plus. And the negative everybody is feeling, except for a few Mets fans like myself, is that we didn't do or get the big fish when it came time to fishing for the big fish at the trade deadline. Excuse me. The big fish being a Wilson Contreras. We know we wasn't getting Juan Soto. We knew we lost out Trey Mancini. We also, let me get this a little bit closer. Nope, not working. So anyway, we knew we wasn't going to get these those type of players. We knew our big fish was Wilson Contreras, JD Martinez type. That's my co-host. Players that didn't end up getting traded anyway. And that says a lot that neither one of these players got traded. Was it more so because they was asking for too much? The Hein Blooms and the Jed Hoyers of the world was asking too much in return? Or was it that we were prospect hugging? Because they wasn't traded to anyone, and Wilson Contreras was still involved with Tampa Bay. San Diego still had pieces that he could send over there. And the fact that JD Martinez wasn't traded because LA was in on him, from what I understand, but they ended up getting Joey Gallo. Because these players wasn't moved, I'm more to leaning towards what Billy Eppler was saying. He's looking to do this in the long run, and he's looking to do this and have sustainable winning franchise for years to come, not just 1 or 2 seasons of good baseball and then mediocrity for the rest of the time. So all the fans that's out there on Twitter world, and I don't even have a Twitter, but I've seen a lot watching other Mets channels and seeing the comments about fire Billy Eppler. Now, if when they hired Billy Eppler, they told you this time in the season, without Jacob DeGrom, we'll be 27, 28 games over 500 with a 3-game lead, 3-game lead over the Braves in first place. And the 3rd or 4th best record in baseball right now, right? With us being in that position where we're actually in the driver's seat, it's up to us to maintain that type of style of baseball. And we have Buck Showalter, right? If you told us that Billy Eppler was going to bring these things and sign you the Sterling Martes, the Escobar, even though he played down, he's not playing to his capabilities, but can potentially still get there. Mark Cannas, the Max Scherziers, and stuff like that. If they told you this, but he wasn't going to make no huge trade in the trade deadline, you would have signed him for that immediately. So you can't be hypocritical and now be like, yo, fire Bill Eppler. What is he doing? What is he not? He doesn't know how to be a GM, this and that. This is bullshit, because to be honest with you, if he went ahead and traded away the future, we're already the oldest team in the league, bar none. We're the oldest team in the league, and we got older even yesterday by getting a 36-year-old Darren Ruff for a 29-year-old, 30-year-old JD Davis, right? So we're already the oldest team in the league. And I'm going to get to that Darren Ruff trade in a minute. We're already the oldest team in the league. Let's also give up our farm system. What will that say about us 3 years from now? We probably won't have a team. We probably have to buy everybody in order to fulfill this roster. We probably will have to overpay for a lot of players to fulfill that roster. And I'm going to get to that point also. So for the people that's saying things about Billy Eppler, give the guy a chance, man. Give the guy a chance. This shows one major thing, and I think this is going to be such a great impact to the team. And listen carefully to what I'm saying. This shows that he's like, guys, I'm totally confident in you guys that right now what we have is a World Series championship. Could you imagine the type of boost to put into these guys that they like, all right, he believes in us this much that he didn't go out there and overspend for JD Martinez or a Wilson Contreras, or go out there and do a San Diego, because San Diego's manager needs to get all the star players. He needs to be spoken about all the time. He needs to be in the headlines, kind of like what a Brody Van Wagenen is. And he needs to get the big fish because he doesn't have confidence enough in his team to that they're a World Series winner already. Billy Eppler just showed the confidence that he has in the New York Mets by just fine-tuning some things, getting rid of a weak link in JD Davis and brought in the strength in Darren Ruff, who could hit left-handed pitching. So in a way, he gives them a vote of confidence, which, believe it or not, I used to play baseball. That says a lot to a team. Like, listen, my GM, my manager believes in us this much that he feels that we could do this. Maybe we can do this. Max Scherzer is back, who's a rah boom, like, yo guys, let's go ahead and do this. The year that Washington won, they didn't make no big trades. They stand pat. The guys were winning. They flipped around a miserable season, turned it around, and went all the way to a World Series. Maybe that's what we're playing with right now. Maybe that's that. We just got back the biggest trade possible in Jacob DeGrom, who went out there and gave up only 3 hits in 5 innings, made 1 run, but pitched amazing, hit 102 on the gun. And if we get him for 10 starts throughout the second half, and him being the pitcher that he is, and then getting him ready for the postseason, and we have Scherzer, DeGrom pitching the way they're pitching right now, with Walker, Carrasco, and Bassett right there, 2 pitching as good as they are, and the bullpen stepping up. Trevor May coming back, McGill going in the bullpen, hitting that 101 on the gun. We bring in Micah Givens, who's a good serviceable reliever, along with Ottavino, who's pitching. Maybe Lugo comes back. Maybe Drew Smith gets his head out of his ass and pitches well again. Yes, we're short on a lefty, and it really concerns me a lot. But what we have here is a team that's over 27 games over 500. What we have here is a team that could potentially win a World Series, as is right now. We didn't go out there and make the sexy moves. We didn't go out there and do all this other stuff. We go up there and fine-tune a weakness, which is a right-hander that could hit left-handers, and Darren Ruff to put with Vogelback, who's already mashing against right-handers. We didn't get the catcher that we needed from because we only got McCann and Nito. However, break in case of emergency. That's what that's what it says on the those fire extinguishers. Break in case of emergency. We have Francisco Alvarez in the catching position, if possible. He didn't want to go over there and overpay for a Murphy, a Contreras, and give up the future when we're already the oldest team in the league. But we need an infusion of young players, right? So I'm not jumping off the bridge right now what Billy Eppler did. I kind of understand what he did. He didn't want to get fleeced. Yes, they're a little gun shy from last year from what happened with PCA. However, Billy Eppler's strategy is not silly. In a sense, is to have a sustainable winner, which that's something that Cohen preaches and Cohen has in his business structure for his own business, to have sustainable business coming through for years to come. So I'm not one to jump off the bridge about that. However, I'm going to talk about the Darren Ruff trade. We did give up too much for Darren Ruff. A 36-year-old for J.D. Davis. We probably could have given just J.D. Davis and Sapucki to make this trade happen. I believe the other 2 prospects wasn't necessary, and you need to keep prospects. You never know what they could become. They could be a Talon McGill. They could be a Jacob DeGrom someday. You never know. So I didn't like the fact that we gave up more than we had to get Darren Ruff to be a platoon player. The Micah Givens, solid trade. Looked him up. And he's a good reliever. 400 games in the Major League so far. Played for Buck for 5 years. Being very serviceable in Chicago. I believe he will serve well in the 6th inning. Pitches well against left-handers, too, as a right-handed pitcher. So I'm fine with that. We probably could have went the David Robinson route. I grade this year's trade deadline anywhere between as strong as a B minus and as low as a C plus. Actually, you know what? Let's just call it a C plus, because we did give up too much for Darren Ruff. As far as an activity, I'm not mad because we did make moves prior to that in the Vogelbeck and Naquin, which helped shore up other weaknesses. It's just that catching position. I love Nito. I love the games he called. I'm not a fan of McCann. I am a fan of bringing up a 20-year-old Francisco Alvarez. We watched a 20-year-old, 19-year-old Juan Soto win a World Series. I think Francisco's bat will play well. In his last 10 games, he have an OPS of over 1,000 in AAA. He caught Scherzer and DeGrom already, so he knows how it is to catch a big league pitcher. He didn't only catch him one time. He caught them multiple times. I think Scherzer twice and DeGrom 2 or 3 times. So he's not... this is not going to be too much for him. It's not going to be overwhelming, I believe. I believe he's looking for that moment. He's been playing big time ball. He is a man child. Let's go ahead and keep this ball rolling. We have Atlanta series coming. I feel like last night was a hiccup with the Davis is a good guy in the clubhouse. From what I understand, he was best friends with a lot of people on the team, so they might have just been down last night as far as it comes to Davis being off the team. Maybe they didn't they still have Jacob DeGrom syndrome, where they don't give him no runs when he pitches. Who knows? But it's I feel they could bounce back tonight against a pitcher with a 8 ERA, and I think Carrasco's on the mound. So no, sorry, Bass is on the mound tonight. So let's go ahead and get this win tonight, win the series, and then we have Atlanta coming up on Thursday, which is tomorrow, and win at the very least 3 out of 2. With that, the 3 out of 2, we're in good position to still hold our own destiny, and we're en route to getting 100 wins. Let's stay focused on Mets fans. Let's not deviate from what we are seeing taking place, and we're having the second best record in our team's franchise at this point in the season. If you told me this in the beginning of the year that Billy Eppler was going to get us there with that, there's no way I want to fire this guy or feel like he's not knowing what he's doing. Have confidence, have patience, just relax, enjoy the ride, enjoy the show. I know we have we have some type of syndrome where we're used to these type of things happening to us. Trust me, we got it. Let's just stay focused, and always remember, let's go Mets. Peace.